Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Popo here bringing you guys a new video, and today we're going to be looking at the Victory Road tournament that happened this weekend. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, and today we're going to be looking at this Victory Road to Honolulu 2 tournament that happened this past weekend. This is probably the best representation we've had thus far of what Worlds could look like potentially. And there was so many good players in this tournament. Unfortunately, I don't think that they did it on Limitless, so I can't use Lab Mouse to look at all the results. But Victory Road put up their own results page. It just doesn't have everybody in every team, which kind of sucks. But we'll be looking at this and kind of going over what it looked like and some interesting stuff about it. So if you look here, there was 227 players in this tournament, which is a pretty big turnout. The prize pool was based on how many participants, and we can go down to that because we're going to start from the bottom up. So yeah, the winner gets 40% of the prize pool, which was like $700 or something like that. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. So runner up, top 8 all got money. Of course, it didn't have championship points, but yeah, it was just a regulation G, tournament. And like I said, there was some really good players here. So we can actually look at the usages. So looking at the restricteds, we see that the top Pokemon was going to be that Caly-Ice Shadow Rider. We also have the Ice Rider here at 21% with 50. In day 2, it actually dropped down a little bit, where is Shadow Rider increased significantly. Kind of same with Miraidon, went up 7%, which is huge going into day 2. And we see Kyogre just being the fake champ that it is. And this one actually surprised me. Galapagos was actually only 18 of them in the field, 8%. And it did get 2 in the top in day 2 usage, but and of course we have Koraidon, who only had 13 and 2 in day 2. Zamazenta dropping crazy. This is a Pokemon I said that I could see winning the World Championships, but if it's having a turnout like that, I don't know. And then there was a Lugia, so somebody used a Lugia. Good for them. They did not make day 2. No Lunalas in day 2 either is a huge surprise to me. One's Zacian though. Overall usage, we can see here, Rapid Strike is number 1. I thought Rillaboom would be number 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Urshifu Rapid Strike is in that top slot. We see Incineroar dropping all the way down to 4th. This is because it does nothing to any of these Pokemon. So as you would expect, it's just going to be worse. Only 19 in day 2, which it did go up percent-wise, but also, it's not a great turnout. It's not great. We see 76% of the teams had Urshifu Rapid Strike, 60% had Rillaboom on day 2. So all these top Pokemon all going up in usage on day 2 up until, I mean, this is like same, right? Samesies. Down to Tornadus, which actually had a big drop. These Tailwind Setters dropping huge into day 2. So that could mean that Tailwind is not as important right now, or that Trick Room is very prevalent. Looking at this, we got Farigiraf, of course, and we had the Calyrex. So those are going to be 2 Trick Room mons right in the top here. There's not much speed up here. There's going to be the Rapid Strike, often using that Choice Scarf, but you also have the Shadow Rider, who is very fast. And yeah, maybe you just don't need the Tailwind as much anymore, so those Pokemon really aren't bringing anything to the battle. Then of course you got the Cornerstone Ogerpon, who went from 37 to only 5 in day 2. This is a Pokemon I put really high on my tier list, so I thought it would do really well. But adversely, we look over here and we're going to see that the Hearthflame Mask actually increased in usage into day 2. This is another Pokemon I said was the second best Ogerpon, so maybe I got that one right. Fluttermane doing terribly. Only 30 in the main pool, and only 5 making day 2 is pretty abysmal. Amoonguss. Is Amoonguss a fraud? The same thing as Fluttermane there. Not doing very well. We see Single Strike doing okay. And then Clefairy. Clefairy, once again, a Pokemon I said this is a Pokemon I'm keying in for potentially winning the World Championships. I think this is going to be the Pokemon. And we see the big increase here. And we see a big increase here. This is a Pokemon I put at S tier, this Chien-Pao. I think it's very underrated right now. So to see it being like perfectly like set up to do so, that makes my heart sing, these two. And then look at this, 8% on day 1, 8% day 2. Bro's consistent. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But yeah, so just some interesting results here. Definitely go through this if you're really interested, because it's pretty cool. But if we start going through this, we're gonna see some interesting teams. Like, look at this team right here. We got Mousehold. We got the Galar Weezing, of course. We have the Minxiao. And then we got Dondozo. So this team is very unique. Went 5-4. I think these are all day 2s. So 5-4 is actually pretty decent with a team that looks like that. Like, honestly, respect, absolute respect. We do see Archludon here. This is a team comp I could see somebody using. Will it be the best team? I don't really think so. It just gets thwarted by a lot of things. Also, why is this bro so close to this bro but so far from the whoa, wait, that's a Spectrier. Hold on. Arashdeep, what are you using over here, buddy? It's a Spectrier. All right, respect. I respect the Spectrier. Marco Silva finished pretty low. This is a player I put on my list of players to watch into the World Championships. I believe this was the same team that they were using in the last tournament they participated, which I believe was North American International Championships. So cool to see that they're still using the same team, but that is a terrible finish. And you could see kind of a theme with these bottom teams of day 2, right? There's one Pokemon that remains common in them. And that's not boding well for that Pokemon, for that Caly-Ice Rider. We see Diego actually using this interesting team. It's kind of like the Latios team that did really well, except it also has Tyranitar. I don't know how I feel about this team, but 5-4 is a decent finish, so respect. I have nothing to say about it. But we do see some pretty standard teams down here too, showing that maybe the meta is evolving past those teams, and you're going to have to make some adjustment. Joseph using Raj's 6. Oh, actually it's not, because he has the Ogerpon, so it's a little bit change up of that 6. I think we did look over this team, and it performed mildly well, so... and I see another interesting team. Of course, the Japanese players are going to be bringing the interesting teams. We see a few Clefairies right here. And this is sort of the team I was talking about that I think could perform very well. Adam went 6-3, which is not bad for it, but I think maybe changing this Volcarona to something else could be the improvement that this team needs. It doesn't have a fake out user, right? So let's get a fake out user in there, and I think it could be better. Lorenzo using a pretty standardish team. I really like this team. It's pretty frail, which is the only problem with it, but you do have that Clefairy to shore up a little bit. But you have two Pokemon that you just kind of get destroyed by by taunt, excuse me. But Yuki, what are we running over here, buddy? Is this the new 222? We got Dragonite. We're seeing Dragonite 6-3, by the way. We're gonna see the Regigigas plus the Galarian Weezing, and we're gonna see Dondozo. Like, what is bro out here doing with all this? What are we doing? Juan with the Rhydon. I think that they did well with a Rhydon previously, or somebody did. I don't know if it was Juan. But yeah, this team is very interesting. I would have liked to see some battles with this. Now, I don't know if any of these people streamed. I didn't see anybody I knew streaming, like Joe Ugarte didn't stream this. So I have no idea, but if you do know of any of the streamers, if they played these teams, I would have loved to see those. All right, so yep, some more standardish teams as we go up. Here's that Zacian that made day 2. It kind of looks like the Zamazenta team, except with Zacian instead of Zamazenta, which is perfectly fine, right? This is probably Rapid, yeah, it's Rapid Strike. Okay, sure, sure. I don't see anything wrong with that, right? I think that's fine. We have Chi-Yu make an appearance. This is another team that we kind of looked at a little bit on my last video, and something I think that can perform pretty well. Joan Garcia did decently well. 23rd with 6-3 is not bad. We see the evolution. A couple of people using this team here. We're seeing some Volcaronas, which is another Pokemon I put decently high on my list. All right, we're getting into the 7 and 2s now. This is the top 19. They did cut to top 16, so some of these people did miss out, but that's okay. We have Joel, who, you know, the first Galapagos we've seen. We know there was 2 in this tournament in the day 2, so and we can see both of them right here. Brady Smith being the other one. And this is a pretty standard team, but Joel's version is a little bit different because it is running the Hearth Flame, which seemingly has performed pretty well. Oh my god, okay. We'll talk about that in a second. I didn't look over this pre-this, by the way. Fluttermane, mostly because Path of Exile has been absorbing my life, but anyway. This team is crazy. Okay, we got Indeedee, so we're probably going for some expanding force stuff, and that's the reason why you would want Ogerpon Teal, so that way you don't get rid of your own terrain. And of course you got the Chi-Yu, who's going to be able to do that spread damage. Chi-Yu next to Indeedee is not bad either. This is Urshifu Rapid Strike, okay. And of course Whimsicott is going to be that Tailwind setter. So yeah, this is pretty good, and it also kind of punishes them. The Ogerpon Teal kind of punishes them for bringing Incineroar. So I could definitely see that, but you're starting to see a pattern here, and we're seeing a lot of, in this top cut, a lot of the Calyrex Shadow Riders. And actually, in case you didn't know and you didn't look at this, 20th was the best performing Ice Rider. So Ice Rider did not have a great showing at this tournament, but Calyrex Shadow Rider did. Shadow Rider was the one, right? Was the one. Now, this is that pretty standard team that Alessio, I think is how you say their name, is using. A very, very good team. Jordy, this is also a very good team. But then you got Robbie, right? Yo, Robbie wilding out over here. We got the Porygon 2. We got the Venusaur. You know, we got the Ursaluna. I like regular Ursaluna form a little bit more in this meta than I do the Blood Moon Ursaluna. And then we got the Koraidon, which there was 2 Koraidons in the top cut here, which is pretty funny. Which I was a big proprietor of Koraidon, and I think he could still do some stuff. He's just really hard to use. He's really, really hard to use. We see this other same team. Maybe they work together, and they both top cut with it potentially. So that's very good. Drake using that Ditto. So this is a variation of kind of Raj's team, it looks like, where instead you're switching your fire types and your electric type and kind of changing it up there. And then you're also bringing the Flutter Chi-Yu. I'm not a huge fan of Chi-Yu when your strongest Pokemon is not a special attacker, but it still can work. It can still work. And then we get to the top 8, and these are the people who are going to get paid them good old monies. I mean, we got this version seems to be the best version right now. We got 3 of them in the top 8. So this Miraidon team with the Hearth Flame is really showing up and putting out some performances. So it's definitely something you're gonna have to look forward to and watch out for, and just have a counter to and deal with in some way. Which good luck, because it's not an easy combination of Pokemon. They just output so much damage, and you can just swap between them, and then you get support from Iron Hands, and you can't use priority moves. So it is pretty tough. And we could see, actually, if we look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hearth Flames in the top cut. Maybe that might make Cornerstone come up a little bit more. We got David, who once again is using that same team. So the bottom 3 of the top 8 is going to be that same team. And then we have Toller rounding out that top 8 and using a variation of the Clefairy plus the Calyrex team with the Chi-Yu and also a Tornadus. I think that's a new inclusion into this team. Before, I think they had Incineroar, but getting rid of that could be useful. I like the Rillaboom here. And then we have Gabrielle, who, once again, using that same team. And then we got Joe, who is using something really interesting. Not only did he have a variation of that same team, he just kind of changed up the Pokemon. Instead of Incineroar, he's going with the Volcarona. And then, you know, instead of the Hearthflame, he's got Grimmsnarl. And he's not running the Rillaboom because he's running the King Gambit to deal with these Incineroars. So, yeah, it's a pretty interesting team comp. I don't know if this is the team that Joe is actually working on for World Championships. Once again, he did not stream this, so who knows? who knows what Joe's thinking? Joe could kind of pick up a team and play. He won 2 Limitless tours at the same time, like a couple of weeks ago, using a completely different team than this. So who knows what he's going to use? Francesco is using a variation of the Caly-Rex team, very similar to not this one. Where was the other one? The one with the Chi-Yu. Yeah, the one with the Chi-Yus in it. It's a variation of the ones with Chi-Yus, but instead of Chi-Yu, we got the Hearthflame, which is a cool adaptation into it. But yeah, this team seems very strong, especially because you can run Grassy Glide. And just go into that fire, and then you have a fire grass, and then in the back you have, you know, essentially Raging Bolt plus your Caly-Rex, and then you're just kind of destroying things. Your damage output is just insane. So yeah, really, really cool team. I actually really like this. And then Taro Okada, insane with the Indeedee. It's essentially the same team, except instead of Raging Bolt, he said, I'm gonna bring Indeedee female and just call it a day. I do want to look at this team here. So we see that it is Expanding Force, Astral Barrage. I have made a comment in my list that I said that I believed that the usage of Wide Guard was going to go down, and it seems, looking at this tournament, it has gone down, and that's going to allow for things like this, right? Astral Barrage, Expanding Force. It just gives you a lot of coverage to a lot of things, but not only that, and this is really smart, and not something not a lot of people would have thought about, but this Rillaboom here gets rid of the terrain on here, so you can use a single target Expanding Force. So it's a really, really smart bring, and a lot of people look at this, oh, well, I got 2 terrains. That's exactly why. I ran a team similar to this back in Sword and Shield. Of course, there was no Ogerpon back then, though I don't think I ran... Actually, this is Unseen Fist, so this isn't even... Oh, wait. No, Unseen Fist, yeah. No, this confused me. It is Rapid Strike. I was thinking this should be blue, but yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so it is still Rapid Strike. Not Single Strike. I ran a team similar to this, but I don't think I had Urshifu, and I definitely didn't have Ogerpon, but these other 4 were there. I think because this was Kyogre, and then this was, oh man, I can't remember now. Oh, I think it was Landorus. I think it was the same 6 as my team that got second at Wolfie's thing, except, yeah, a Rillaboom, I think. Did I have Rillaboom on that team? I can't remember. Anyway, beside the point, I really like this 6. I think it's really strong. And yeah, we see the Grassy Glide here too, so you can take advantage of that as well. Not having a other grass move though, outside of terrain, this is kind of meh. But maybe you're just using it for follow me nasty plots at that point, and you're not really worried about it. That's possible too. But yeah, normal Terra. I really like this Ghost. Water. I like Fairy a little bit better, only because Urshifu's everywhere. But I guess you're trying to get rid of the Rapid Strikes, but you have Rillaboom, and I don't know. I don't know if you need that, but we got Will-O-Wisp, of course. A lot of people are getting rid of that Flare Blitz. Taunt on here is pretty cool. Oh, wait, whoa. Baton Pass? You know, I never considered Baton Pass. Anyway, really cool team by Okada. I really like it. But anyways, guys, that was the tournament from Limitless this past weekend. Will Worlds look like what this looks like, or will it be completely different? We still don't know, but there was some very good players in this tournament, so this might be a vision into what some of them are doing. But it's still like 20 days away or something like that. So anything can happen. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys thumbs it up. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.